Okay, fight fans, undefeated Puerto Rican lightweight on the line. He got a big fight ahead of him this week. Jamaine Ortiz.
What's up, champ?
What's going on? Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome to the show. You've come a long way, young man. Big fight ahead of you. First off, take me back to when you got the call and the offer to fight Vasily Lomachenko, and what was your first reaction?
I don't know if I was in the gym or something, but I think that's what I could remember. I was in the gym and I was just excited. It was, of course, you know.
So it was a no-brainer. You said yes right away.
Yeah, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. It was something that, you know, I always wanted in my head, something that I said in the past that I was preparing for eventually, you know, manifesting it, and the opportunity came, and that's what I was at the opportunity in my life of just being prepared for anything and the top 10 in the world and chasing that world title.
Okay, so all this time in your head, was it Vasily Lomachenko that you was thinking that you'd get that first crack at, or maybe one of the other guys?
I knew I was, my eyeballs was always at Devin Haney because I knew he was gonna be the guy. He has all the belts and stuff like that. So I didn't think my next fight exactly was gonna be Vasily Lomachenko.
Right.
But throughout the years, like even when I was sparring with him and before then, I was like, I want to be a pound for pound, and he was a pound for pound at the time. This was like 5 years ago. I'm like, eventually I'm gonna fight him if I see myself as a pound for pound fighter.
So you were sparring Vasily back in the day?
I sparred him for his last fight versus Richard Comey.
Okay, and what kind of confidence did that give you?
It gave me a lot of confidence. I knew I belonged in there, but sparring is sparring, you know. I know people don't really take it 100%. I know I wasn't. I'm pretty sure he wasn't either. It was just, you know, working on whatever you're working on for your opponent. And I was just there getting the work in. But I knew eventually I was going to fight him too, so.
What kind of conversations have you and Vasily had, if any, while sparring? I mean, what was his energy like? Was he friendly towards you? Was he straightforward, just sparring and not talking? Talk about that experience.
It was mainly sparring. You know, we didn't really have much conversation.
Right.
You know, probably in the end, you know, a little bit of chit chat, stuff like that, but never had a serious conversation about anything like that.
So you seen him spar other guys. Who do you think gave him the best work?
I can't really say. It was just me and two other guys at the time. One went home, and I just stayed throughout the camp, and some other kid came in. I can't really say who gave him the best work.
One of the kids couldn't take it, so they had to send him home. But they
I don't know what it was. But I just know they switched him out.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, listen, you mentioned that Devin Haney, you were eyeballing him for a while, but if we backtrack a little, you know, the man to beat was Teofimo Lopez. Not many of us even imagined that Kambosos would beat him. So going into that fight, did you expect that the lightweight division will be what it is today, or were you surprised like everybody else?
Eventually, I felt like, you know, it was going to come an opportunity where the belts are going to start moving around. And I think this is the time where belts are going to start moving around. You know, Devin Haney has them right now, but I don't think he was going to have them for too long.
Well, we spoke to Loma, and I asked him, I said, you know, who does he think out of all of the other guys in the 135-pound division is the best fighter? He says Shakur. Out of all of these guys, including Loma, who do you think is the best fighter?
Shakur just moved up to 135. I haven't seen him contest at 135, but there ain't no doubt that Shakur Stevenson is a great fighter and is going to be at the top for a long time.
Right. Now, if I know Shakur mentioned that he wants all the top guys in the lightweight division. So even though he just moved up, would you still say he's a favorite against Devin Haney for the belts if they were to fight?
I would say so. I'll pick Stevenson over Haney, most definitely.
All right, so what about Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia? That's a fight that might be in the works. Who do you think wins that?
I don't know. I'm more of a fan of Davis, but I'll pick him. But in boxing, anything can happen. You know, that's the great thing about fighting.
Right.
And that's why we're here, anything can happen. And like I said, I do see the belts moving hands. So
how do you feel about being an underdog, right? You're an undefeated fighter, so throughout your career, you've always been expected to win. The favorite, I would like to say. Now, this is a big step up for you. Does that fuel you? I mean, does the chatter on the Instagram or social media bother you when people are not giving you a shot? They're already talking about Lomachenko fighting Devin Haney, but he still has to get past you. How much does that bother you?
It don't bother me because, it's expected. I'm not being oblivious to what other people see, and me being as a fan and the outsider and seeing what other people see too. Being Lomachenko and all his credentials and all his accomplishments, I'm not going to be oblivious to that fact on why they see that, but I'm here to mess that up, and I will win October 29th. And leading up to the fight, that's why I'm not really much on social media. You probably don't see me posting as much because I just stay away from that, outside of the noise. I don't let it get to me, and I'm just still like any other fight. Lomachenko to me is just like any other opponent. I'm preparing the same way as any other fight. I'm still Jamaine Ortiz, and mentally, I'm better than ever.
You dialed in, you focused. That's good. All right, so Loma has this style of pivoting, angles. He's in and out. He's pretty fast. Sometimes he pot shots, and then he rips hard shots. I guess sparring with him prepared you for that, or you studied him enough, you think, outside of sparring with him?
Outside of sparring, before even going into there, sparring with him, I've watched him, all his fights, watched how he trained, and he was a person that growing up when I first turned pro, even my last amateur years where I used to watch him a lot and kind of really study him and take his moves and stuff like that. So it's nothing out the ordinary that I have not practiced or already seen him do 100 million times from watching his footage previous to me even stepping in the ring with him for sparring.
Wow. Now, we all know Teofimo was able to beat him and win the straps. Did you take anything away from that fight and maybe stuff that you can use in your fight against Lomachenko that worked against him?
Me and my team, we watch footage and we set up a game plan that we think is going to work. According to my style, let the head coach do what he does in the sense of looking at other footages, and we just work on that.
No doubt. The pound for pound list is just, it's mythical. It's subjective. It's just opinions. But if you're able to beat Lomachenko, are you going to be looking for your name to be put on there?
If I beat Lomachenko, opinion. Once I beat Devin Haney, I think, boom, give me the fight with Devin Haney. I beat Devin Haney. I should definitely be on there.
Okay.
I respect that.
You got a plan. You got a plan. I like it.
Now, so it's safe to say that if you do get past Lomachenko and pull this upset off, Devin Haney, you want him to be your next opponent? Because obviously I think he is waiting for Lomachenko. You're trying to upset the apple cart and be the guy. Now, if you go on and fight Devin, are you comfortable at 135? Is this a weight class you feel like you can reign at for a long time? Or do you struggle making this weight? Or you see yourself being at 140 in the next 6 months?
Probably. I'll probably, we'll have to see, because I've been at this weight class for a real long time, but my goal is to be world champion at 135. So until that goal is conquered, I'm gonna stick around.
Okay, so you said that Shakur Stevenson is the best fighter probably at 135, outside of yourself. But you also said you're a fan of Tank. So do you think that Shakur would be a harder fight for you than Tank?
Would Shakur be a harder fight for me than Tank? Yeah, I'll say so.
Okay. Now, even though you're an underdog here, there are a few people that are believing in you and that you can pull an upset off. What would you say to those folks, those supporters that are riding with you on this?
What can I say? Thank you for showing the support, for believing in me, putting your money where your mouth is, and you're gonna get a come up. And
so you saying bet the house, huh? All right, you want me to bet my house on it?
you could bet your house on it, and we'll just see October 29th. You know, people are gonna talk, and it's something that I expect, and nothing I'm gonna, you know, shun people down for is expected. But after October 29th, there's gonna be a whole different conversation,
Right.
and that's what's gonna be expected.
And going into this fight, I noticed. I mean, you're a soft-spoken, humble young man, and obviously Lomachenko has accomplished so much in the amateurs, gold medals, titles in here. So you respect him as a fighter. There's no animosity, there's no hatred. You just want to go in there and be great and upset him, but you respect him as a fighter.
Yeah, I respect everybody who gets in the ring. You know, anybody at this level and that has been doing it long enough, you got to give them respect.
Yes.
At the end of the day, as a man, we all bleed the same. We all put in the same hard work.
Amen.
So it's respect with all these fighters. But at the end of the day, if you want to be great, you have to face the greatest, and you just have to go in there, do your job, and beat the shit out of whoever's in front of you. And that's it. You know, at the end of the day, it's what it is. And it's about creating a legacy for yourself, creating a legendary status for yourself, and trying to be the best for yourself, being on that pound for pound list, even though it's opinionated, getting to the goal of being world champion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is. But at the end of the day, it's respect to all the fighters. As long as they're not disrespecting me, I ain't
so
got.
You respect Jake Paul?
Yeah, he's putting in the work, man. He's putting in the work, and if you put in the work, it doesn't matter if you start late or whatever it is. He's able to sell out arenas and make money different ways. Mm-hmm. You know, I ain't got nothing to complain. You know, in the beginning, people could. The question was, is this for real? Is this, you know, a facade? But he continues to put in the work. Eventually, if you keep on investing your time into being a good boxer, eventually you're gonna get good. So, yes. And I would say, you know, over the time, him continuously training, he's gonna be improve as a boxer. And it doesn't matter who's his opponents are, even though little by little he's stepping it up. But you gotta remember, just like any professional, when they start, you know, usually they start with tomato cans. And so happen he's just doing it on a bigger stage to collect more money. Right. Any boxer wish they had the opportunity.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. I'm glad that you say that, being a boxer. Now, you're half Dominican and half Puerto Rican, Jamaine, right? Yeah. So obviously, Puerto Rico is more of a boxing country. DR is more of a baseball, even though Dominican's been coming up in the boxing world lately. So what flag are you waving higher? You know, if you win this fight, you know, you're going to have Puerto Rico trying to claim
all the flags.
They're going to claim
3 flags.
DR's going to claim you.
I got all the flags. All the flags. All the flags.
No doubt. Listen, well, we'll be in attendance, God willing. Good luck. Good chopping it up with you. I'll see you this week, Chet.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Take it easy, brother.